The post-PhD job hunt and the application stage. And anyone who's new to this series, I'm Jordan, I'm a PhD student, and I'm just sharing my experience of post-PhD job hunting. Now, to start off with, the application stage, when you've decided on the job that you actually want to look at, you often will have, like any job that you've applied for prior to your PhD, so any graduate roles or industry roles, there is often an application stage to this. Regardless of if it's industry, teaching, or research-based roles, they will have some form of application process. Now, typically what you'll have is you'll have some that will want you to have a CV and cover letter. The cover letter might be split up into various different questions, which might be job specific. I had a couple of applications where they broke them down into CV blind. So basically, they don't want you to attach a CV, but they want you to attach answers to cover letter style questions describing your candidacy for the job. Some roles will also have questions on top of the cover letter itself, which they'll want you to document a few of your experiences of suitability for a particular role, as well as the cover letter saying why you really want that role in the first place. Particularly in the research side of it, or academic-based roles, they'll want to know about your publishing experience, as well as, so what is your contribution to academia and your discipline being outside of traditional publication, as well as including publication. So if you're thinking of going that type of route, then that's something to be aware of. One of the best pieces of advice that I learned from the application stage was to document absolutely every experience that you had up to this point. So all the various trainings that you did, all the outreach events that you attended or organized, any teaching engagements that you had, workshops, talks, whatever they might be, no matter how small, making a note of all of them. So when you're applying for the various jobs that you're trying to apply for, that you have the opportunity to basically pivot in and out of your experiences, and you can really pull on a particular thread and use that as part of your evidence. So documenting that well, and equally, I would say updating your LinkedIn profile and any other sites that you use, such as ORCID or your ResearchGate ID, because those are places where individuals will go looking for you. The other thing I would encourage any of you to do when you're applying for any of these jobs is to work out what the application period is. So in a lot of roles, that will just be the closing date. When do you need to apply by? What is that date? For some roles, particularly the research and fellowship-based roles, you will have to have a reference date. So the reference that your supervisor or anyone who knows your research or academic experience can attach various different references to. And often that might be you need to give them 2 to 3 weeks notice, ideally a month, but that's something that, again, you need to be aware of actually going into this process of how the application looks. But that's just some experiences that I'd like to share, and the next episode will be focusing on how many applications I actually applied for. But any questions, drop them in the comments.